First, we'll see the features of Python. Simple and easy to learn. If we compare Python with other programming language, you come to know that Python is very simple and that's why it's very easy to learn. Freeware and open source. You do not need to pay anything to buy Python. It's totally open source language. If you want to download it, just go to the Google, type www.python.org. High level programming language. See, every programming language has two types. First is low level and second is high level. Low level programming language is totally understandable by machine only. But high level programming language is like a English language. So it is totally user friendly. Python comes under high level. Dynamically type. You do not declare the data type of a variable while declaring it. So Python is dynamically typed means Python automatically understand what type of data you're declaring. Both procedure oriented and object oriented. Python support both OOPS concept also and procedure oriented concept also. Interpreted. Python use interpreter, not a compiler. The interpreter execute Python code line by line. So Python is an interpreted language. Now we'll see the history of Python. Python is a general purpose high level programming language. Python was developed by Guido von Rossum in 1989 while working at National Research Institute at Netherlands. See, there is three things which is important. When Python was developed in 1989, by whom? Guido von Rossum, and where? National Research Institute at Netherlands. But officially Python was made available to public in 1991. Python is recommended as first programming language for beginners. Python is very simple language for beginners also. If you start to learn the Python, then Python is the best language for you for starting to learn the language. Now we'll see Python can be used in different criteria for developing desktop application. Desktop application means Word, Excel, Chrome, Firefox. These all are your desktop application. Web application. Web application means your Gmail, your Google Documents, your Google Sheets are comes under web applications. Database application. Database application like Oracle, your SQL Server, your MySQL is totally a database application. So Python can be used this much of criteria. For network programming, if you want to do a network programming to connect network and if you want to establish a communication between the network, Python is very best language for that. For developing games, data analysis application, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT. So why Python is this much of favorite language or very useful language? So because Python has too much libraries available, so we can use in the machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT to develop the algorithm and all. There is too much libraries available in the Python. So we'll see the versions of Python. Python 1.0 introduced in January 1994. After that, Python 2.0 introduced in October 2000. Python 3.0 introduced in December 2008. See, the note is Python 3 won't provide backward compatibility to Python 2. There is no guarantee that Python 2 programs will run in Python 3. Both Python 2 and Python 3 are totally which is not which is not same. If you run Python 2 program in Python 3, then there is no guarantee that it will run because syntax of both are totally different. And Python latest version is Python 3.8.8x, which is totally a current version of a Python. Now we'll see the identifier. An identifier is a name given to entities like class, function, variable, etc. It helps to differentiate one entity from another. See, identifier, which is the name of a variable. Suppose x is equal to 1. So x is what? X is an identifier which store the value 1. So there is certain rules to define this identifier. We'll see one by one. Alphabet symbol, either uppercase or lowercase. You can use the letter in uppercase or lowercase as your wish. Identifier is start with underscore then it indicate it is private. If your identifier start with the underscore letter, then it indicates that your identifier is private. Identifier should not start with digit 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Identifier uh, should not start with any kind of digit. It will start with a letter or underscore, but it should not start with a digit. Identifier are case sensitive. Like suppose VAR, like capital VAR is different from like simple VAR. Okay, it is case sensitive language. Python is totally case sensitive language. We cannot use reserved word as identifier like def. Def is our reserved word, okay, which is meant by defined class or function. We use def keyword. So you cannot use as an identifier, okay. There is no length limit for Python identifier, but not recommended to use too lengthy identifier, okay. You can use, it's up to you, but recommendation is not to use a lengthy identifier. Dollar symbol is not allowed in Python. Now we'll see the reserved words. In Python, some words are reserved to represent some meaning or functionality. Such type of words are called reserved words. Uh, in Python, like we'll see example, okay. There is total 33 reserved words available in Python. Like false. Now false, you cannot use false as an identifier or variable because it is keyword. It has a special meaning. Like false indicates uh, 0. True indicates 1. None indicates means nothing. And means logical and. It will compare the both things. As, assert, break, class. These all are reserved words. You cannot use as an identifier or a variable. Now we'll see the data types. Data type represent the type of data present inside the variable. Data type represent what type of data you are declaring in that variable. In Python, we are not required to specify the type explicitly. Based on value provided, the type will be assigned automatically. Hence, Python is dynamically typed language. You do not declare any kind of data type while declaring a Python text automatically because it is dynamically typed language. Python consists of following inbuilt data types. Integer. Integer means your 2, 3, 4. Float. Float means point value 2.4, 3.4. Complex means real and imaginary format 1 plus 2j like that. Boolean, true and false. String, bytes, byte array, range, list, tuple, set, frozen set, dictionary, none. These all your data types. So now we are going to see our first program. See, Python is totally easy language. Okay, unlike C, we have if we want to write a code like just to print some statement, you need to write 4 lines of code. But in Python, we just need to execute one statement like print and suppose Python. Okay, and just run. See, we got output as in Python. Means Python is totally simple language. You do not need to explicitly programming. Just one line. If you want to print a Python word, it's just a one line of program. So like 4 into 9 into 8. You directly got the answer. You do not declare the data type of that variable. Okay, so this is a totally simple language if we compare it to the another language. So thank you so much